All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday, happy WrestleMania weekend to all of my wrestling fans and YouTube subscribers. And once again, it's gonna be my third time in a row staying at home. Well, everyone knows, but I'm not gonna be a Debbie Downer and get jealous that everyone's having fun in New York, though, which just sucks. Even though I was supposed to do this at 1 o'clock earlier today, but I keep on having trouble trying to do it live on my XSplit and OBS. But I did it before back then though, but I don't know what's the problem. So just got back from buying dinner, so I think it's time we let's do some live prediction and talk about some wrestling. And on this WrestleMania edition, we're not only going to predict matches for WrestleMania 35, which is this Sunday, but also the Ring of Honors and New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Supercard at the Madison Square Garden. Also tomorrow night during the Hall of Fame. And also tonight, I'm also going to predict the NXT Takeover New York over at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, which is tonight. And also shout out to the competitors in the $1 Million Challenge Finals for WWE 2K19 to face AJ Styles to win $1 million. I wish I could be there, but it sucks. But good luck to the competitors and break a leg. So, with that being said, we're gonna start with the New Japan and Ring of Honor's G1 Supercard. Even though I missed the Road to G1, I haven't been catching up lately. I did saw the first one instead of the second and the third, which sucks. Definitely sucks. All right, so let's see. What do I want to talk about? Yeah, New Japan and Ring of Honor. I want to talk about that. All right, so all right. Back in June 2018 of last year, was officially announced that Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling would be running a show at Madison Square Garden. 1 month later, it was reported that the event would have been canceled due to the interference by WWE. The issues were eventually resolved and tickets were on sale for the event in August. During the pre-sale, 60% of tickets were sold, while the remaining of the 15,000 tickets selling within 60 minutes of going on sale. The G1 Supercard will be the first professional wrestling event at a Madison Square Garden, a promotion not owned by the McMahon family since November 14, 1960. So, so we're gonna start with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Jay White representing the Bullet Club versus the New Japan 2019 Cup winner Kazuchika Okada. This started when at the New Beginning Osaka 2 months ago, Jay White defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi, who recently defeated Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom 13 to win to become an 8-time IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And then Jay White beat Hiroshi Tanahashi for that title for the first time and became the 68th and second youngest IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And it also announced that the following day that White will make his first title defense at the G1 Supercard at the Garden against the winner of the New Japan Super Cup. On March 24th, Kazuchika defeated Sonata in the finals of the New Japan Cup to earn the opportunity to face White for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at the G1 Supercard, a rematch of Wrestle Kingdom 13 where White defeated Okada. Then we also have the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. No. Scratch that. I'm going to do that last. The winner take all fatal four-way tag team match for both the IWGP Heavyweight and Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. On the second night of Honor Rising Japan 2019 Super Show featuring both New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor, the Guerrillas of Destiny, a tag team subgroup of the Bullet Club, which consists of Tama Tonga and his brother Tangaloa, won the IWGP Tag Team titles for the fifth time, while in the main event, 10-time title holders, the Briscoe brothers, Jay and Mark Briscoe, successfully defended the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Following the main event, Jay and Mark challenged the Guerrillas of Destiny to a winner-takes-all match for both of the team's respective titles at G1 Supercard. Now that match I really want to see, Briscoes versus the Guerrillas of Destiny. So the Guerrillas of Destiny then came out, confronted the Briscoes, and accepting the challenge. On the following day, New Japan Pro Wrestling officially announced a match between the IWGP and Ring of Honor Tag Champions, noting that Jay and Mark Briscoe still had a defense scheduled before the show against Villain Enterprises, PCO, and Brody King. King and PCO won the tag team titles at Ring of Honor's 17th anniversary in the Las Vegas Street Fight. And also, they remained champions when they lost in a disqualification on the final road to the G1 Supercard against the Briscoes. Then the G1 Supercard match would be the Briscoes, Villain Enterprise, Girls of Destiny, and representing Los Ingobernables de Upon, Evil and Sonata would later be added to the match to a fatal four-way winner-take-all for the IWGP Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. As you know, your boy right here, see this? Is a die-hard Bullet Club. So I'm rooting for the Bullet Club to win at the Madison Square Garden. My boy Jay White retains the IWGP Heavyweight title against Okada. Guerrillas of Destiny retain the IWGP Tag Team Champions and will become the first time Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. Bullet Club will walk out all of the gold. And also, can't forget about Taiji Ishimori versus Dragon Lee and Bandino. Triple threat for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. On New Japan's 47th anniversary event, Taiji Ishimori successfully defended his IWGP Heavyweight title against the legendary Jushin Thunder Liger. After the match, he issued an open challenge to an ROH wrestler and CMLL for a match at the G1 Supercard. The challenge was accepted by Dragon Lee, representing Mexico's Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre promotion, a longtime partner of both New Japan and Ring of Honor. On the following day, Bandino expressed the intention of joining the title match, represented by RH. Later that day, a three-way match for the title was announced. So Taiji Ishimori still walked out IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. Jay White again will walk in and out of the Garden IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Guerrillas of Destiny will walk in as IWGP Tag Team Champions, and also still IWGP Tag Team Champions, along with and become the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions and become a double champions in the process. That's what I'm expecting. All right, check those off the list. And also at the 17th anniversary, Bully Ray Dudley, last year's Hall of Fame, along with Devon Dudley, made an open challenge to a New York City street fight at the Garden, and it was revealed as Juice Robinson, the current IWGP United States champion. But there's no way Juice can defeat Bully Ray, so my money's on Bully Ray. We also got Zack Sabre Jr. representing Suzuki-gun against Hiroshi Tanahashi. At Wrestle Kingdom 13, Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Tomoyoshi to win back the Rev Pro Wrestling British Heavyweight Championship. In the third round of the New Japan Cup, Hiroshi Tanahashi beat Sabre Jr. to advance in the tournament, and Zack would challenge Hiroshi Tanahashi for the British Heavyweight title. I'm going to go with Hiroshi Tanahashi to beat Sabre Jr. to win the Rev Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And also, we got the Intercontinental Championship, Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi. In the first round of the New Japan Cup match, Ibushi defeated Naito. Ibushi would then be eliminated from the tournament in the second round match against Zack Sabre Jr. Throughout the rest of the tournament, Ibushi will be facing Naito in the tag matches, with Naito pulling for another match against Ibushi. It was announced that Naito would defend his Intercontinental title against Ibushi because Ibushi stated that the way Naito has been disrespecting the Intercontinental title is very poorly, so he stepped in and make the challenge. So I'm going to go with the Bushi for the IW Intercontinental Champion. And I also haven't been watching any Women's of Honor, so Kelly Klein will take the Women of Honor World Championship from Mayu Iwatani. Rush will be Dalton Castle. Will Ospreay will defeat Jeff Cobb for the Ring of Honor World Television Champion and also retain the Never Openweight Championship. The Honor Rumble, I don't know about. Jushin Thunder Liger from New Japan, representing Ring of Honor's Kenny King, Bear City Bruiser, Brian Milanes, Cheeseburger, Tracy Williams, Jonathan Gresham, Red Titus, LSG, Shaheem Ali, and also former WWE Tag Team Champion and Lucha Underground's own PJ Black. And also the main event for the ROH World Heavyweight Championship in a ladder match. It will be Jay Lethal, the current champion, versus Matt Taven versus the winner of the Survival of the Fittest tournament, Marty Scurll. At the G1 Supercard press conference on March 13th, it was announced that Marty Scurll, who won the Survival of the Fittest tournament last year to earn an ROH World Championship match, will evoke his title opportunity at the G1 Supercard, where he will face champion Jay Lethal for the title. 2 nights later at the ROH 17th anniversary in Las Vegas, Lethal and Matt Taven wrestled to a 60-minute time limit draw in a championship match, so Taven was added to the G1 Supercard match, which then became a ladder match. So, even though I don't like Marty Scurll because he's part of the Elite, even though he got kicked out of the Elite and created his own stable of Villain Enterprises, so I have a feeling either, but I really want Matt Taven to win because even though he never won the Ring of Honor World Championship, so I'm going to go with either him or Marty Scurll. And that's done. So I got the G1 Supercard part out of the way. So let's get to the let me take a bathroom break real quick. So be back. One moment. right, welcome back to the live prediction, ladies and gentlemen. Just took a bathroom break. So now we got the G1 Supercard prediction out of the way. So next up is the New York NXT New York Takeover at the Barclays Center, which is tonight on the NXT Takeover. Oh, and also make sure you check out Xavier Woods' Up Up Down Down YouTube channel, which they're gonna do the finals of the WWE 2K19 $1 Million Challenge. So I'm gonna see it, and also it's gonna start at 7 o'clock. So even though your brother still got time, I'm gonna get this out of the way. All right, we're gonna start off with the NXT North American Championship. The challenger Matt Riddle taking on the current champion Velveteen Dream. All right, this match started when let's see. Where is it? All right, perfect. After winning the Worlds Collide special, which took place at the Royal Rumble Access in Arizona tournament, during the Royal Rumble Access for a championship match of their choosing, which features NXT 205 Live and NXT UK, Velveteen Dream defeated Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. Over the next few weeks, Dream had run-ins with Matt Riddle, who fantasized about what the championship would look like around his waist. After weeks of head games, it was eventually announced that Dream would defend the title against Riddle at TakeOver. So, even though that this is a match that will definitely steal the show, Matt Riddle and Velveteen Dream, even though he's a former UFC fighter, won some titles on the independent scene, but his match caliber with Velveteen Dream will definitely steal the show. So I'm going to probably pick Matt Riddle to win the NXT North American Championship against Velveteen Dream. Who knows what will happen? All right. Next up, we got the WWE United Kingdom Championship. Speaking of NXT UK, I haven't been watching it lately due to school and everything. It will feature the champion Pete Dunne against the challenger Walter. Now, it's all started at the NXT UK Takeover after Pete Dunne retained his title against Joe Coffey. Walter, the Austrian wrestler, made his, at the age of 31, the 297-pounder, made his debut on January 12, 2019 at the NXT UK Takeover in Blackpool. He made his WWE debut by confronting the WWE United Kingdom champion Pete Dunne after Dunne's successful title defense against Joe Coffey. The following week, Walter confronted Pete Dunne and Joe Coffey in the ring. Although he did not say anything, he made his intentions for Dunne's NXT Championship quite clear. On February 2nd, Walter made his in-ring debut against Jack Starz. He beat Starz under 4 minutes. And the title match was made for NXT Takeover New York at the Barclays Center. Walter stated that he will end Pete Dunne's longest reigning United Kingdom Championship reign, which he held that title for 587 days. So, as far as that Walter guy, I'm going to go with him. And why? Because out of all the wrestlers Pete Dunne has faced, he never faced Walter, so I think Walter will be like a tough challenger for Pete Dunne can handle. So Walter is gonna be like the third person to hold the NXT United Kingdom Championship. All right, and the next up, we got the NXT Tag Team Championship. The team of Aleister Black and Ricochet will be taking on the War Raiders, Raymond Rowe and Hanson. In the fourth annual Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, Aleister Black and Ricochet advanced to the finals when they defeated the Forgotten Sons, Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake, after they defeated the teams of like DIY and DIY, which is Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. I'm going to get to that part also. And the two of them faced each other to send a message for the upcoming NXT Takeover match. Well, it's going to be a tricky one. As much as I like four of former independent wrestlers, War Raiders, Aleister Black, and Ricochet, but I'm going to go with the War Raiders to retain their tag team titles because as much as I have seen Ricochet and Aleister Black on the main roster, I have a feeling that they're going to make stay on the main roster because they're also going to be, they were added to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match featuring the Usos, The Bar, and Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. So we're gonna probably go with the War Raiders to retain their titles. Now, Aleister Black and Ricochet has caught my eye. I mean, as a tag team champion, they were really fucking impressive. No, that's no bullshit. They really are impressive as a tag team. But can they defeat the War Raiders? That's going to be the question. All right, and then we got Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair versus former champion Kairi Sane in a fatal 4-way match for the NXT Women's Championship. And how did this started? At NXT Takeover Phoenix, Shayna Baszler retained the NXT Women's title against Bianca Belair by technical submission. During the match, Belair also had to deal with outside interference from Baszler friends, former UFC 4 horsewoman Jessamine Duke and Roderick Strong's wife Marina Shafir. This led to a match with Belair teaming with Io Shirai and Kairi Sane against the three-woman and resulted in Shirai pinning Baszler. Belair, however, was not pleased as she wanted the pin and another shot at Baszler's title all to herself. So, during the match for a title shot at TakeOver, both Shirai and Belair were attacked by Baszler back in March, who was choked out by assistant Sane, and she was leaving the building. Baszler was informed that due to her actions, her title match will now be a fatal 4-way. And on the last NXT before TakeOver New York, we saw Shayna Baszler attacking Bianca Belair and Kairi Sane along with her Shafir and Duke. Out of nowhere, Io Shirai and the other NXT women's locker room came in and attacked the horse, Baszler and the horsewoman, because they also had beef with their bullying for the past weeks. And to be honest though, like, I don't blame them, but if you're talking about the UFC for a horsewoman, you better not piss them off, especially Shayna Baszler. Like, I paraphrased the quote she said on the February 13th episode of NXT. Do not question her and her friends. Do not ask them. Do not get in their way, and don't piss them off. So, Shayna Baszler, as the usual, is my pick to retain her NXT Women's Championship at NXT Takeover New York. And also, last but not least, we also got the NXT Championship. It will be Johnny Gargano taking on Undisputed Era member Adam Cole. This all started when in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, Johnny Gargano decided to team up with, once again, former friend and bitter rival, the former NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa, reforming DIY in the process. After losing to Black and Ricochet in the semifinals, Ciampa was about to turn on Gargano again, but Gargano was prepared and turned the attack around. And on the March 20th episode of NXT, Triple H revealed that Gargano was supposed to face Ciampa at NXT TakeOver for the NXT title, but those plans got halted due to the real-life situation when Ciampa suffered a neck injury, thus forcing him to vacate the title. Triple H stated that Gargano would still be in the match, and Undisputed Era's member Adam Cole won a fatal five-way match against the NXT North American champ Velveteen Dream. His opponent at TakeOver, Matt Riddle, ousted Black and Ricochet to fight for the vacant title. Triple H also announced that in order to get a definitive winner, the match would be a 2 out of 3 falls match. And I watched their videos that preparing for their 2 out of 3 falls for the NXT champion. So I'm gonna go with Adam Cole to win the NXT champion, because the Barclays Center marks the second anniversary that Adam Cole made his debut. So Adam Cole will shock the system at Brooklyn TakeOver and New York, NXT New York. All right, so now that part is out of the way, so we are finally going to do the WrestleMania 35 over at the MetLife Stadium. Yep. And we're gonna start off with the you know what? Let's start with the undercard matches. We're gonna do okay, let's predict the Batista versus Triple H Part 4 no holds barred match. If Triple H loses, he must retire from in-ring competition. And speaking of Triple H, shout out to him, Shawn Michaels, the late great China, X-Pac, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, for the group collectively known as D-Generation X for being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Triple H first time being in the Hall of Fame, Shawn Michaels second, and other members being first time into the Hall of Fame as D-Generation X. And also we got Toy Wilson added. Booker T becoming the second two-time Hall of Fame when him and his brother Stevie Way, collectively known as Harlem Heat, the Honky Tonk Man, Toy Wilson, like I said, Bruce the Barber Beefcake, will be inducted by Hulk Hogan, Honky Tonk Man inducted by Jimmy Hart, the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart, and the late Jim Neidhart, Natalia's dad, and Sue Atchison for the Warrior Award presented by Dana Warrior. All right, so as I was saying, let's do the Triple H and Batista for the undercard match. Okay, on the SmackDown 1000 episode in Washington, D.C., October 16, 2016, Batista, who had last wrestled in WWE in 2014, made an appearance for an Evolution reunion along with Triple H, Ric Flair, and the Viper, Randy Orton. He also praised fellow member Triple H for having done everything in the wrestling business and as executive except defeat him. During Batista's first singles run in 2005, he defeated Triple H in all of their 3 matches against each other for the World Heavyweight Championship, WrestleMania 21, Backlash 2005, and Vengeance 2005 in Las Vegas Hell in a Cell match. The two had a tense stand-down before embracing, seemingly showing that there was no ill will between the two because in the previous years, Batista has been making saying that he wanted to face Triple H as his opponent for WrestleMania 35. Otherwise, he retired. He called WWE and he wanted to answer his call. So the only way for they're gonna like Batista, they're gonna make Triple H face Batista is by putting Ric Flair in the middle. And here's why. On the February 25th episode, 2019 episode of Raw, which was in Atlanta, Georgia, a celebration for fellow Evolution member and 2-time Hall of Famer Ric Flair's 70th birthday was planned, but Flair did not show. It was then shown that Batista had attacked Flair backstage, which kicked off the end of the show, seeking Triple H's attention. Then on the next night, the last Raw before Fastlane, Triple H called out Batista on the March 11th episode of Raw, the Raw after Fastlane, where Batista stated that he wanted to his final match to be on his own terms. He challenged Triple H to a match at WrestleMania 35 after the two of them trade insults to each other, saying that the only reason why Batista quit to get away from Triple H as far as possible, always holding him down, treating him like a meathead muscle, Triple H calling him a nose ring model, and his security guards, guardians of the independent scene. That's fighting words. So, which that means Triple H has accepted the challenge, only this time their match will be a no-holds-barred match. Batista explained that his hatred for Triple H dated back to before their time in Evolution, claiming that Triple H only used him and underestimated him. And then Batista decided that he would not face him unless Triple H put his in-ring career on the line, which Triple H agreed on March. I think it was somewhere on March. Let me see the calendar. It was when. Well, I forgot where Raw was taking place on the 25th episode of Raw. Oh yeah, Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, at the TD Garden where. And I almost laughed when Triple H read Batista's letter from his lawyer. His promo sounded like a Spice Girl promo. Yo, tell me what I want, what I really want. So tell you what I want, what I really want. I wanna. Oh, hey, what's up? Hello, Jay. Thank you for typing in though. Okay, okay, which match are you excited for? Okay, I don't know, Jay. For WrestleMania, okay. The match that I'm really most excited besides the Ronda, the women's main event and the Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar is the Triple H versus Brock, the Triple H versus Batista no holds barred match. Hold up. And here's why, as I predicted, like their rivalry goes way back before Evolution. Because well, I know that Triple H always created Evolution to like protect him from losing the World Heavyweight Championship. And Batista stated in the interview to Michael Cole that Triple H is a selfish control freak, which he always has been. And so on the last Raw before WrestleMania, the Go Home show, Batista in Washington, D.C., Batista came out, showed a little package of him beating Triple H 14 years ago in 2005 and stated that, Hunter, go kiss my ass. Thanks for the likes. I appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like button on this channel. Make sure you hit this likes, give it more likes, and subscribe to my channel for more future uploads. So, okay, here's what I want at WrestleMania to win. I know Batista is 3-0 against Triple H, but I'm only gonna like pick Triple H because the last time that Triple H's in-ring career was on the line was back in 6 years ago, WrestleMania 29, the first WrestleMania at the MetLife Stadium. Triple H faced Brock Lesnar in a no-holds-barred match with Triple H in-ring career on the line, and I was rooting for Triple H at that time. So Triple H won. Will lightning strikes again? I'm going with Triple H. You better not retire. Triple H must win. Must win. This is going to be a must win for Triple H. All right. The next one we got Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin in Kurt Angle's farewell match on March 11th episode of Raw at the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Kurt Angle going one-on-one. Kurt Angle came out and announced that he will be retiring from pro wrestling. He began his farewell tour, culminating his farewell match at WrestleMania 34, and he chose Baron Corbin as final opponent because Kurt Angle explained that there were many opponents he would have liked to face. Corbin was the only one because he wanted to beat Corbin. Has caused Angle so many problems throughout 2017 and 2018 when Kurt Angle was the Raw general manager, and eventually supplanted Angle from becoming acting GM until TLC December 18. So Kurt Angle had his farewell matches against the likes of Samoa Joe, Apollo Crews, Chad Gable. His match against AJ Styles from their time in TNA got interrupted by the Viper, Randy Orton, which I'm mad as hell. And on the last Raw, Baron Corbin defeated Rey Mysterio, and Kurt Angle came out of nowhere and made Baron Corbin tap out. So Kurt Angle is going to beat Baron Corbin and shut his mouth once and for all. Okay, Jay responded to my answer. Yeah, Triple H versus Batista has a great storyline going back for a long time. Like I said, this goes back way in Evolution 2003. Even though I never watched Raw because I was watching SmackDown because me and my mom didn't have cable, but I saw some highlights when I got older though. Once I got older, I rewatched the Time Evolution that dominated the Raw brand. And I even remember when Batista gave the thumbs down and turned face while Triple H was heel on the Raw brand and challenged Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then he beat him on again and again and again. And this also due to the fact when Batista came back in 2014, everybody was cheering from Batista only to boo him because of the people wanted Daniel Bryan to become the WWE World Champion against Randy Orton instead of Batista. And after their rivalry with the Shield, Batista quit when Triple H told him no because Batista wanted to face Daniel Bryan for the WWE World Champion. Said, that's it, I'm quit. So that's the last score. And to illustrate HD, how you doing? To Zaid. Okay, to my other people in the chat box, name what other matches are you looking forward at WrestleMania, including NXT Takeover. All right. Now we're going to get to the Shane McMahon versus The Miz. It will be a Falls Count Anywhere match. I was expected to be a New York street fight, but that match was already taken for Bubba Ray and Bully Ray versus Juice Robinson match at the G1 Supercard. This rivalry between Shane McMahon and The Miz started way back at the Crown Jewel event. Shane McMahon won the WWE World Cup against Dolph Ziggler, replacing The Miz in the final, who was deemed unable to compete due to a pre-match brawl, and Miz sustained an ankle injury. Following this, The Miz began a pursuit to form a tag team with Shane, claiming that they could become the best tag team in the world. This caused Miz to become a face, to turn face for the first time since 2013. Shane finally agreed to the pairing, and the two won the SmackDown Tag Team Champions against The Bar at the Royal Rumble. And Miz's father was at ringside, celebrating with both Shane and The Miz, only to lose the titles at the Elimination Chamber at February 17th. And then at Fastlane on March 10th failed to regain them. While this event was in Miz's hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. Hold up, we got a question. Okay, Zayd says Rey Mysterio is injured, so his son will face Samoa Joe. Like, wait, what? Wait, Dominic? I did not know this though. Like, hold up, let me see. Let me see the card. Hold up. Well, according to Wikipedia, it doesn't say that his son will be taking Rey's spot though. Let me get to that part. I'm gonna pause the Miz versus Samoa Joe because, like I said though, hold up. Okay, let's see. At Fastlane, Samoa Joe retained the United States champion in a fatal four-way match against Rey Mysterio, R-Truth, and Andrade Cien Almas. Rey tapped out to the Coquina Clutch. On the following episode of SmackDown, Mysterio pinned the 1-2-3 on Samoa Joe in a tag team match. The following week, Joe was scheduled to defend the Championship against Mysterio at WrestleMania 35. However, Mysterio suffered an ankle injury during his match against Baron Corbin on April 1st of Monday Night Raw and is to be evaluated to determine if he can compete at WrestleMania. Well, I did not heard that his son might take his spot, but if Rey Mysterio's injury is minor, then he'll be good to compete. Okay, we got Jay who says that I'm really looking forward to the Gargano versus Cole for Takeover because I feel like 2 out of 3 fall matches are really enjoyable to watch and are very excited. Yeah, I agree. They're kind of better. They're kind of very opposite to the Iron Man matches. So that match I'm looking for. Good win. Like I said, Adam Cole will win. And even Zadie agreed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for agreeing with me, Zadie. Yup, Adam Cole will win. All right, let me continue to the. All right. So, if Rey Mysterio is cleared to compete, I might probably pick him to become United States champion. All right. As I was saying, let's get to the Miz versus Shane McMahon. As I was saying, Fastlane, March 10th, was in Miz's hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. His dad was there ringside. And Miz's father consoled the Miz, saying that everything's going to be all right, including Shane McMahon. Following the match at Fastlane, Shane out of nowhere attacked the Miz, thus turning heel in the process for the first time since he returned to WWE 3 years ago in 2016. And while Shane was beating Miz in his hometown, Shane McMahon disgustingly put his hands on Miz's father's George, which me and my dad kind of react to it. And I was shocked when Shane McMahon do that because for 4 months, though, I was suspecting that either The Miz or Shane McMahon would turn heel on each other, though. Either Shane or The Miz, but never, I would never suspected that the Shane would turn on The Miz like that. And then on the March 11th episode of SmackDown after Fastlane, Shane explained his action that the reason was this, that he was tired of people using him, not only the superstars and employees, saying that, Shane, what can I do for you to succeed in life? Like how to make more money, other business options. And Shane explained to the crowd that you have no idea what it's like to do for you people behind the scenes. Shane was sick and tired of pleasing the people, and he said he wanted to beat up The Miz again, scheduled a match between himself and The Miz at WrestleMania 35, and told The Miz to get ready for another best in the world beating. Then on the next night, The Miz responded and said that he was warned from other superstars backstage not to trust Shane McMahon. And Miz also called Shane out, saying that he's a disgusting human being and run to the core, just like his father, Vince McMahon, for trying to put Kofi through hell, saying that he's not good enough to be WWE Championship. And Miz also got a huge standing ovation, saying that he finally earned the crowd's respect. And the next night, Miz also challenged Shane McMahon to a false count anywhere, which Shane agreed by hiding behind security, Primo, Shelton Benjamin, and members of Sanity. And the most part that I can't get out of my head is when Shane McMahon called out The Miz and his father like that. And when even though I don't want to say this, but to quote Shane McMahon, though, the only reason why he regret that he didn't punish his father enough for making his greatest mistake, and that was when Miz's dad impregnated his mother, and Shane went below the belt and went way over the line. Miz beat up the security guards, Sanity, Shelton Benjamin, and Primo, and everybody. Okay, we got okay, Zadie told me WrestleMania 35 stage is bad. Do you see it? Yeah, they're almost building it though. And Jay said, yeah, I thought Miz would turn, but I think Shane turn as well is a good heel work though. And Zadie told me that Miz will be WWE champion very soon. I understand though, but right now it's Kofi Kingston. This is Kofi Kingston time to become WWE champion because he's been with the company since 2008. So even though it's not fair for Kofi to get a WWE title shot, so yeah, I agree. So yesterday on the Sam Roberts podcast, yesterday while I was in school, Miz was a guest on his show and talked about Miz's match against Shane McMahon. He also discussed that the way Shane personally attacked his dad just because you're the, like Miz says, just because you're the boss's son doesn't mean that you can get away with it. And comes Sunday, we're going to see a new kind of Miz. A new kind of Miz and beating Shane all over in his hometown of New York. A little payback from Fastlane, though. So my money is on the Miz 100%, though. All right. Zadie replied that I think the New Day will attack at WrestleMania and make him lose. No way, no way, no way. Because remember, Big E and Xavier Woods had helped Kofi Kingston earn his WrestleMania dream against Daniel Bryan. So speaking of which, let's get to the championship match. The Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan. All right. On February 12th episode of SmackDown, Kofi Kingston was a last-minute replacement for an injured Mustafa Ali in a gauntlet match to determine who would enter last in the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Heavyweight title at the Elimination Chamber. Kingston pinned WWE Champion Daniel Bryan in the first match. At the Elimination Chamber, Bryan retained the title in the titular match, lastly eliminating Kingston. And then New Day members Big E and Xavier Woods came out, celebrate with Kofi Kingston, and the others have praised Kofi Kingston for his success. On the following episode, SmackDown After the Chamber, Kingston was granted a WWE title match at Fastlane after pinning Bryan in a six-man tag team match. The following week, however, Vince McMahon congratulated Kofi Kingston for his contribution since 2008. However, Vince McMahon replaced Kofi Kingston the same way he replaced Becky Lynch with Charlotte against Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship, with the returning and more deserving Kevin Owens, who officially made his return on the SmackDown brand. And he signed a contract, thus facing Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship match. Jay replied that is the New Day in the Fatal 4-Way tag team match. Okay, let's see. To answer your question, Jay, and according to the match card on Wikipedia, no. The match call for the SmackDown Tag Team Champions will be the Usos, the current champions, versus the Dusty Rhodes Classic winners, Ricochet and Aleister Black versus the Boss, Cesaro and Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. All right, that answer your question. So no New Day members, Biggie and Woods are not participated in the Fatal 4-Way tag team match. As I was saying about the WWE Championship match, okay, on the following, okay, during the Fastlane week, at Fastlane, the New Day, Big E, Kingston, and Woods confronted Mr. McMahon backstage in his office who scheduled a triple threat match for the title. However, Kingston was put in a handicap match by the Boss, Sheamus and Cesaro, and lost, while Bryan retained his respective match against Mustafa Ali and Kevin Owens. On the following episode, the New Day again confronted Mr. McMahon, who said that Kingston was nothing more than a B-plus player quoted by Daniel Bryan, and he has to win a 5-on-1 gauntlet match to receive a WWE title match at WrestleMania 35. The following week, Kingston won the gauntlet match against the likes of Eric Rowan, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, and The Bar. But Mr. McMahon then forced him to wrestle the WWE Champion Daniel Bryan, who defeated Kingston. And there were rumors speculating that the New Day would quit. But on the March 26th episode of SmackDown, the New Day teased of quitting the WWE in protest to make Kofi Kingston face Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Mr. McMahon, who decided that if Biggie and Woods win a tag team gauntlet match, Kingston would in fact receive the title match. Biggie and Woods won after scoring an encounter victory over their final opponents, Bryan and Rowan. They defeated The Bar, Rusev, and Nakamura. Now, the Usos, however, forfeited, and everybody from the back came out and celebrated Kofi Kingston's WWE Championship match for WrestleMania against Daniel Bryan. And on the last SmackDown, the 2nd of April, the Go Home episode, Kofi Kingston told Daniel Bryan that him and the fans are sick and tired of Daniel Bryan's heelish antics since Daniel Bryan won the title, ended the Yes movement, and saying that Kofi Kingston will win and he will be a WWE Championship that the fans will be proud of. Okay, Zadie. Okay. Jay replied and said, that's a shame because I think it will be great for all New Day members to hold the titles at the end of the night. I know how you feel, but they didn't book Biggie and Woods for a tag team match. And speaking of booking, I'm also upset that Asuka will not be competing at WrestleMania since she lost the SmackDown Women's title to Charlotte. Due to the fact that Asuka fans and Asuka has been overshadowed by the Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte Flair triple threat match. And now she's competing in the Women's Battle Royal match against other female competitors from the Raw and SmackDown brand. Okay, representing from Raw, the Riot Squad members Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Dana Brooke, and Mickie James all made their announcement on March 29th. Same with members of SmackDown, Asuka, Carmella, Naomi, Lana, Mandy Rose, Lena Vega, Sonya Deville, and Nikki Cross. And probably some members from the NXT brand will join in the process. And as for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal participants, Braun Strowman, plus celebrity entrants and special correspondents from the Saturday Night Live, Michael Che, Colin Jost, New York's very own, will be taking on Raw's Apollo Crews, Titus O'Neil's, Tyler Breeze, Jinder Mahal, No Way Jose, Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, Kalisto, Grand Metalik, Lindsay Dorado, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, Rhino Heath Slater, and The Ascension. And from SmackDown, you got Andrade Cien Almas, Mustafa Ali, Shelton Benjamin, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, the Hardy Boys, and free agents, Heavy Machinery, and EC3, aka Ethan Carter III. I could care less about the Battle Royal though, but all right. Let's see. Oh yeah, next match. I'm also gonna be looking forward to the AJ Styles versus Randy Orton, WWE's veteran against an independent / TNA, New Japan, and Ring of Honors. Okay, let's see. What about Zadie versus Mike versus Jay? It's better than the women's main event. Good prediction. Good prediction. Jay versus me for WrestleMania 35, and you're the referee. Are you in? You know what? To answer your question, I say yes. Yes. And how you want to do it? WWE 2K13 style? B2K19 style? All right. It's got a lot of love. All right, though. Okay. For several weeks, AJ Styles and Randy Orton interrupted each other when AJ was being interviewed by the likes of Dasha Fuentes and Caleb Braxton. When AJ talks about his opinion of not being added in a WWE title match for WrestleMania, Randy Orton came in and said that the house that AJ Styles built, and saying that no wonder it took him like 15 or 17 years to make it to the WWE. And at Fastlane, after however, and it was at the Elimination Chamber when Orton eliminated Styles via RKO when AJ Styles performed a phenomenal form, which AJ will never learn when he's against Randy Orton. Never ever perform the phenomenal form, because you never know Randy Orton is going to hit the RKO. Now, that is pissed off though. When Randy Orton hit the RKO when AJ Styles go midair. At Fastlane, after Elias musical insultants being distracted by Lacey Evans' monologue, Randy Orton hit an RKO and attack Elias from behind, and then attacked by AJ Styles with a phenomenal form. And AJ Styles at the Fastlane pre-show stated that Randy Orton was not going to get inside AJ Styles' head and got the jump on him. So on March 11th, the following episode of SmackDown, Randy Orton came out to the crowd, took some loss off his chest, and took an umbrage with Styles referring to SmackDown Live as the house that AJ Styles built. And Randy Orton stated that what he doesn't get when Orton began recite his career back in 2002. And can someone tell me when Randy Orton made his WWE debut? Like, I know it's April. He debuted in WWE at the age of 22 against Hardcore Holly. Okay, never mind. I see it. Okay, it was let's see. Okay, his first official appearance was at the WrestleMania 18 Fan Access, where he's defeated by Tommy Dreamer. His televised victory was April 25th. That will be the 17th anniversary that Randy Orton made his WWE debut. While AJ Styles, who competed in WWE at WWE Metal against the Hurricane, turned down the WWE contract offer and competed in independent companies such as Ring of Honor, competed in high school gyms, and also competed in TNA Impact Wrestling at the time, which Randy Orton took a huge dump on that because back in 2017, Randy Orton put up a tweet by insulting independent wrestling, including the fans that watch independent wrestling, such as Ring of Honor, Evolve, MLW, Progress, ICW, what Defiant, all that other stuff. And Randy also stated that in 2004, while AJ Styles was shaking hands with his opponents back at Ring of Honor, Randy Orton became the youngest World Heavyweight Champion by defeating Chris Benoit at SummerSlam. And also stated that in 2005, while AJ Styles was taking a suntan with Dixie Carter, mentioning AJ's time in TNA in Orlando, Florida, at WrestleMania 21, Randy Orton had his match against The Undertaker. And in 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 14, 15, 16, 17, Randy Orton has headline pay-per-views and main eventum, one more world championships, singles, tag team gold, and he stated that SmackDown's the house he built, but it's not just the house Randy Orton built. It's also The Rock Show, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Edge, Undertaker, Batista, Bobby Lashley, and other wrestlers that Randy Orton has faced during his time. But mostly he has spent time on Raw, not just SmackDown, but WWE in general, while AJ Styles was wrestling on the independent circuit and Ring of Honor, TNA, and New Japan until 2016 at the Royal Rumble, AJ Styles made his WWE debut. Then AJ Styles came out, confronted Randy Orton, and saying that as much as you look down on the independents, your shoulds did your homework on him. Now, what do you guys think of the AJ Styles and versus Randy Orton? I want your predictions below, though, and your thoughts. Now, 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 after AJ Orton has traded balls with Styles, Styles challenged Randy Orton to a match at WrestleMania 35. He also stated that Randy Orton had everything handed to him because of his family wrestling lineage, while Styles and many other former indie wrestlers like Matt Riddle, Ricochet, Aleister Black, EC3, etc., had to pay their dues and work for it in order to make it to WWE. And on the last Raw, during a Kevin Owens show segment, Orton said he doesn't get why him and the indie guys had it easy while working with WWE. And the pod Styles also mentioned Randy Orton's failed drug test, and Randy also mentioned that when John Cena left for Hollywood, AJ Styles became a corporate bitch, which kind of light the fire in AJ Styles. And the two brawled after Owens left the ring. AJ Styles was about to hit a phenomenal form, and Randy Orton, out of nowhere, hit an RKO. So AJ Styles, my bro, is going to beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And I want your thoughts on who do you think built SmackDown Live? AJ Styles or Randy Orton? Tell me in the chat box below, J and ZD. All right. Next up, we got Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. Back on October 22nd, 2018, episode of Raw, Roman Reigns went on a hiatus and relinquished the Universal title due to leukemia. He returned on February 25th, episode on Raw, and explained that his leukemia was in remission and that he would return to action. At Fastlane, Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins reunited for one last time as the Shield and defeated the team of Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin, and Drew McIntyre. The Shield performed their signature triple powerbomb on McIntyre through a broadcast table. The night after Raw, Reigns, who had not competed on Raw in 5 months, was scheduled to face Corbin, but McIntyre attacked Reigns before the match. Ambrose subsequently faced McIntyre in a Falls Count Anywhere match in a losing effort. The following week, McIntyre challenged Reigns to a match at WrestleMania 35 later that night. On the March 25th, after McIntyre brought up Reigns' leukemia, his real name, and family, Reigns accepted and said, "Don't you ever talk about my wife and kids ever again." The following week, Reigns said that although McIntyre's previous tag had kept him out of action for a couple weeks, he was cleared up to compete at WrestleMania. McIntyre then attacked Reigns from behind, so I'm going with the big dog to kick McIntyre's ass at WrestleMania. All right. Next up are the Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team match. It will be the Boston Hug Connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks, Natalya, and the returning Beth Phoenix, who announced that she was out of retirement, against the Iconics from SmackDown Live, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, and my favorite team, the Samoan Slaughterhouse, Nia Jax and Tamina. And here's how this started. After becoming the inaugural holders of the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber, the Boston Hug Connection, Bayley and Sasha Banks, stated that they would defend the titles across Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. After retaining the championship against Nia Jax and Tamina at Fastlane, for which they received a post-match beatdown. However, and during the event, Beth Phoenix confronted Tamina and Nia Jax. Both was attacked, and then Natalya came down to help out her best friend, but Natalya was also beat down too. The Iconics also called out the championships on March 12th episode of SmackDown. The following week on Raw, WWE Hall of Fame Beth Phoenix came out of retirement to reform with her tag team, the Divas of Doom, with Natalya, and challenge for the tag team titles at WrestleMania 35. Next night on SmackDown, the Iconics defeated the Boston Hug Connection in a non-title match. The following night on Raw, after asserting that they would defend the titles against anyone, the Boston Hug Connection was scheduled to defend the titles against Jax at Tamina, Phoenix and Natalya, and the Iconics in a fatal 4-way tag team match at WrestleMania. So my picks are going to be Nia and Tamina because they have the strength and advantage going in this match. Jay replied to what I said about the AJ Styles versus Randy Orton and said that I think build SmackDown Live, but the classics like Eddie Guerrero, Edge, and The Rock definitely put SmackDown on the map. I agree. Don't forget Rey Mysterio, too. He's a SmackDown OG, including the late, great Chris Benoit, rest in peace, also helped put SmackDown on the map. Same with Triple H, Kurt Angle, Chavo Guerrero, and many others in the process. So, yeah, I agree. So, Jay agrees that AJ Styles will beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania. That's my pick. Now we got Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley, Part 3 for the Intercontinental Championship. Finn Balor will win. Here's why. At Elimination Chamber, Finn defeated Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush in a 2-on-1 handicap match to win Lashley's Intercontinental Championship. Lashley gained the title on March 11th episode of Raw thanks to assistance from Rush. On the March 25th episode of Balor was originally scheduled to face Lashley and Rush in a handicap match where if he would win, he would receive a title match at WrestleMania 35. But Rush was not medically cleared, so Jinder Mahal instead teamed with Lashley. Despite the odds, Balor defeated Lashley and Mahal to earn a championship match against Lashley at WrestleMania. And the following week, Balor won Lashley that. And in the last Raw before Mania, Finn Balor would bring out the Demon, thus make his WrestleMania debut against Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. So I'm going to go with the Demon, Finn Balor to win. Kofi Kingston will beat Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. And also, as I stated, on April 2nd of the Go Home Show SmackDown, WrestleMania 35 host Alexa Bliss informed the Usos that while forfeiting their gauntlet match against the New Day, against Biggie and Xavier Woods, the previous weeks was honorable. There will be repercussions. She then scheduled the Usos to defend the SmackDown titles against Aleister Black and Ricochet. That is, if they beat the War Raiders for the NXT champions, they might come in and walk out as double champions. Not only them alone, but The Bar, Sheamus, and Cesaro, including Rusev and Nakamura. And also on April 1st, it was announced that Revival, Dash Wilder, and Scott Dawson, the Raw Tag Team Champions, will take on Aleister Black, will take on Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, New York's very own tag team, then challenged the champions to a match at WrestleMania 35, which was made official. All right. So I'm going to go with Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. That way, Kurt's losing streak will end comes Mania. And the pre-show matches, the Cruiserweight champion Buddy Murphy taking on his former friend Tony Nese. On February 19th episode of 205 Live, General Manager Drake Maverick scheduled an 8-man single elimination tournament with the winner facing Buddy Murphy for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 35. The tournament occurred over the next few weeks. Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, Uni Loken, and Cedric Alexander advanced to the semifinals by defeating Kalisto, D. Brian Kendrick, Humberto Carrillo, and Akira Tozawa respectively. Nese and Alexander then advanced to the finals, which was won by Nese. Buddy Murphy came out to congratulate Nese, but then attacked him. Thus, Tony Nese turned face in the process for the first time in his WWE career. Braun Strowman got into a backstage confrontation with Saturday Night Live's Colin Jost and Michael Che, with Jost questioning the legitimacy of professional wrestling, resulting in Strowman chokelifting him. And to those who are anti-wrestling fans, never ever ask a professional wrestler if pro wrestling is fake or not real, because what Colin Jost just said, he fucked up back when Raw was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. No, Philly. And then the following week, the duo attempt to apologize to Strowman by gifting him a new car, only for Strowman to dismantle it. On the March 18th episode, the annual Giant, he was announced for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The following week, while as a guest of On the Moment of Bliss with Alexa Bliss, Strowman challenged Jost and Michael Che to enter the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. So now we got the pre-show matches out of the way, the Women's Battle Royal. Now we head on to the main event, the WWE Universal Championship and the triple threat winner take all matches for the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship match. Let's do the Seth Rollins one. It was at the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins won the men's Royal Rumble match, thus earning a World Championship match of his choice at WrestleMania 35. The next night on Raw, Rollins was given until the end of the night to choose his opponent. Later, after the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar's advocate, Paul Heyman, tried to discourage Rollins from challenging Lesnar, Rollins then confronted Lesnar, resulting in a brawl. Afterwards, Rollins chose to face Lesnar for the Universal title at Mania. On March 11th, the night after Fastlane, Heyman and after the Shield announced their farewell, Heyman reminded Seth Rollins of his previous encounter with Lesnar and Rollins, only to be attacked by Shelton Benjamin, Lesnar's old wrestling friend from the University of Minnesota and tag team partner from Ohio Valley Wrestling. Benjamin performed several German suplexes on Rollins, just as Lesnar would do, but Rollins nonetheless defeated Benjamin in the match. Rollins and Lesnar had one final confirmation on the last Raw before WrestleMania, while Raw was in Washington, D.C., which resulted in Rollins delivering not one but two low blows and a curb stomp, and also told Heyman that when he wins the Universal Champion, he will burn Suplex City to the ground. And here's why I wanted Seth Rollins to win the match, because due to Seth Rollins' previous encounter, his ankle injury, betraying the Shield, all that other stuff. As many opponents Seth Rollins has faced, he has not faced Lesnar since Battleground 2015 and his WrestleMania 31, and cash in on Roman Reigns and him for the WWE Heavyweight title. So if Rollins wins, we'll finally have a Universal Champion everybody could be happy for, no longer a part-time champion. Even though I heard that Lesnar has signed a short-term deal with WWE, though, and the fans disagree with this, so I'm praying at WrestleMania 35 Rollins become the Universal Champion and beat Brock Lesnar. No matter how many suplex cities and F5s he will give to Rollins, Rollins will find a way to win. Now, check that off. Let's get to the main event, and then I'm going to end this. All right. We got, okay, it'll be a winner-take-all for the Raw Women's and SmackDown Women's Championship match. Ronda Rousey representing from Raw, Becky Lynch, who joined the Raw brand after the Royal Rumble, and Charlotte Flair representing the SmackDown brand and Raw, etc., etc. It was at SummerSlam. Becky Lynch and Charlotte were involved in a triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's title, which Flair won by pinning Carmella. After the match, Lynch attacked Flair, ending their friendship. And some say that Lynch actually turned heel, but the fans were cheering her, whilst the others booed Charlotte during her face turn. Lynch defeated Flair for the championship at the Hell in a Cell event. And also, I mentioned that in my Hell in a Cell predictions. If you haven't seen that, go to my channel and check that out. And they continue to feud over the next few months at Survivor Series and at Evolution. Sorry. Let me take a breather for a second. All right. At Survivor Series, Lynch was originally scheduled to face Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey in a champion for this champion match, but due to her being punched in the face by Nia Jax on the Raw before Survivor Series, she was replaced by Flair due to a legit injury. During the match, Flair brutally attacked Rousey with the candlestick, thus disqualifying herself and giving Ronda Rousey the win. And the fans cheered Flair and booed Ronda Rousey in her hometown. At the Tables, Ladders, and Chairs 2018 event, Rousey interfered in the namesake championship match between Lynch, Flair, and Asuka, causing both Flair and Lynch the match. Lynch was unsuccessful in regaining the SmackDown Women's title at the Royal Rumble, but instead won the Women's Royal Rumble match by last eliminating Flair and Nia Jax despite injuring her own knee, and chose to face Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania 35. Stephanie McMahon called out Lynch about her knee. Lynch then refused a medical examination on her left knee after a brawl with Flair on SmackDown, which resulted in Stephanie McMahon suspending Lynch on February 4th until Lynch was examined. The next night on SmackDown, Lynch attacked Triple H after confronting her in Charlotte. That Triple H stating that Lynch only using the injury to walk out her match against Ronda Rousey. Then on the last Raw before the Elimination Chamber, Lynch was medically cleared. At the beginning, Triple H's Stephanie McMahon demanded Lynch to apologize to him for attacking them. Then things got out of control. Later on tonight, cooler heads prevailed. Lynch apologized to Triple H and Stephanie for her actions. However, and her suspension was lifted. The match was continued. However, Vince McMahon overruled Triple H and Stephanie McMahon's decision by suspending Lynch for 60 days and replaced her with Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Over the next couple of weeks, Lynch continued to violate her suspension and attack Rousey and Flair both physically and mentally and socially and on Twitter. Following pleas by Rousey to reinstate Lynch, the suspension was lifted. During Ric Flair's birthday, Ronda Rousey placed the Raw Women's title below Stephanie McMahon's foot, and the next night, Stephanie and WWE decided to drop the charges and reinstate Becky Lynch. A match was made by Fastlane. Charlotte versus Becky Lynch. If Charlotte beats Becky, the match versus Flair versus Rousey continue. However, if Lynch won, it will be a triple threat for the Raw Women's Championship, which the fans won. And then at the end of the night, Rousey got sick and tired of the fans cheering Becky Lynch, which kind of reminds me of the WrestleMania 30 main event when Daniel Bryan was a face, Batista returned as a face, then turned heel, got overshadowed by the Daniel Bryan situation. And that's how Ronda Rousey turned heel, though, because she was overshadowed to the people cheering Becky Lynch instead of rooting for Ronda Rousey. So Ronda Rousey turned heel for the first time in her career by attacking both Lynch and Flair. By the fall over. Okay, sorry. Oh yeah. At Fastlane, a limping Lynch defeated Flair by disqualification when Rousey attacked Lynch. As a result, Lynch was added back to the championship match at WrestleMania to make it a triple threat match, which was confirmed to be, and it was also confirmed by WWE.com to be the first ever women's main event match at WrestleMania. On the next night episode of SmackDown, Flair defeated Asuka to win the SmackDown Women's Championship on March 26th. In response, Stephanie McMahon made the WrestleMania match a winner takes all with both titles on the line. Now, I have a feeling that, and here's the reason why Charlotte. Okay, hold up. Before I say something, Jay responded, I think Lesnar should come to SmackDown and be a regular competitor, not just a part-timer. Now, I don't think I want Lesnar on SmackDown because some will say that Lesnar will be put back in the WWE Championship hunt and probably take it away from Kofi. No, I don't want that. Okay, here's why both women's title will be on the line because there's been some rumors that the brand split will be ending. Not only the women's tag team titles, not only defending on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, but now they're going to have both titles unified into one WWE Undisputed Champion. So if Becky Lynch or Ronda or Shaw wins, the title will be undisputed. But my money is on Becky Lynch, the man to become the first ever undisputed WWE Women's Championship. But you got a good prediction, Jay. Man, 5:09. I gotta get ready to watch the NXT Takeover pre-show. Oh, and tomorrow I'm going to upload a WWE 2K19 WrestleMania 35 prediction simulation, Road to Glory, including the final chapter of my career mode, that too. And thank you to those who watched the channel, and shout out to Jay and Zadie for chatting to giving their predictions and thoughts of WrestleMania in the chat box below. Thank you guys for helping make my channel better. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like buttons, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification icon for upcoming videos. Until then, this is your boy Lennox Coleman. Thank you so much. Make sure you tune into NXT, and to all my wrestling fans around the world, happy WrestleMania weekend, everybody. And I'll see you Saturday. WrestleMania is going to be good. Until then, this is your boy Lennox Coleman, and I'll see you next time. Peace, love, one love.